5 shocking collectibles to invest in 2022. Number 1. Memorabilia from sports. If you enjoy sports, you might be interested in sports memorabilia. Maybe you caught a fly ball, or even better, you got the game ball after the Super Bowl and had it signed. If this is the case, you may be able to profit. Sports memorabilia is primarily a secondary market. Prices are frequently determined by how desperately a collector desires something. However, various factors have the potential to increase the value of individual items. A shirt, for example, is more valuable if it has been match-worn by a player as opposed to an unused substitute shirt, and the team has won. Price is always affected by rarity and condition. On top of that, an increase in fake autographs has harmed this once profitable market. Follow this tip to ensure the authenticity of an autographed item. When you get your sports hero to sign a ball or other item, have someone take a photo of you with the athlete while they wield the pen. With that kind of photographic evidence, no one can deny the autograph. Number 2. Toys. Let's say you've already rummaged through your house for any unopened toys you may have unintentionally stashed away, such as those original Star Wars figurines your son rejected a century ago. Consider what's new in toys that you could buy today at face value. Toys based on movies are usually a big hit. After all, these aren't huge investments. Disney collectibles are always popular. What about Frozen 2 limited edition dolls? Oh no, it's too late. There are already several for sale on eBay, including an Elsa doll for $10,000. Nobody could have predicted the runaway success of Frozen, but consider Disney's 60th animated film Encanto, which is about the Madrigals, a family with magical gifts who live in the Colombian mountains, and their daughter Mirabel. It was released on November 24, 2021, but Encanto plush toys, figures and apparel are still available. Once you've purchased a few items, store them carefully in their original boxes and monitor their value over the next few years. They have the potential to become the next big Disney collectible. Number 3. Photographers on the rise. Collectors have struck gold in the field of art photography in recent years. 3 Chicago collectors discovered a massive cache of prints and negatives taken by a then unknown street photographer named Vivian Maier from the 1950s to the 1970s in 2007. After one of the collectors, John Maloof, shared some of the photos on his blog in 2009, the world quickly recognized Maier's extraordinary talent. Since then, her work has been featured in numerous books and documentaries, with prints starting at $4,000 as of May 2022. Mike Japp, an appraiser, tells a similar story about a photographer named Frank Worth. When granted access to film sets, Worth took candid photos of the stars. His images first appeared on the internet just over a decade ago, such as a brooding James Dean slouched in a lawn chair behind a barbed wire fence on the set of Giant, which is expected to sell for around $7,200. How do you locate a new photographer? Visit local art galleries and student art exhibitions. You could also look online. There's even an emerging photographer magazine. Trust your instincts and purchase artwork that you adore and want to hang on your walls, even if it does not appreciate in value. Good art can lift one's spirits. Number 4. The future of electronics. It should come as no surprise that there is a market for vintage electronic products. An old computer that you once struggled to unload could now be worth 3 times its original price and listed on eBay as a great conversation piece. Collectors share their knowledge on websites such as vintagecomputer.com. The most valuable electronic items, such as the Apple I, are the first of their kind. On eBay, one is currently selling for $1.5 million. A 1976 Apple I computer sold for $671,400 at auction in Cologne, Germany in 2013. Used electronics are not always worth a lot of money. A 1984 original Apple Macintosh 128K, for example, recently sold for $1,449 on eBay. However, prices for NIB items are skyrocketing. The price of a 5GB ultra-rare factory-sealed Apple iPod Classic first generation, still in its box, is $23,000. Number 5. Movie posters. For years, vintage poster collectors have been in the know, and now the financial sector is catching up. However, vintage posters and other works of art can be quite expensive. You can walk through iconic visual images and imagine how they make you feel, and your investment will pay off in the end. Prices for these rare works of art have risen steadily since 2014, when serious investors began purchasing vintage movie posters. That purchasing pattern has resulted in higher prices, confirming what ardent poster collectors and sellers have long suspected. Coolness can translate to money in the bank, resulting in a significant investment. One of only 2 surviving copies of the Style A one-sheet poster for the 1931 horror classic Dracula sold for a record-breaking $525,800 in November 2017. Dracula set the world record for the most valuable movie poster ever sold at auction when it was auctioned off by Heritage Auction, a Dallas-based auction house. Private collectors paid well over $1 million for only 2 known copies of the German film poster for Fritz Lang's silent masterpiece Metropolis just a year before. Likely, investing in collectibles will always involve a leap of faith. For that reason, it's wise not to spend too much up front. After all, there's no guarantee which items will escalate in value. If you do buy with reselling in mind, be patient and don't open that box.